So I've just done a very short description of what is going on with a woman by Rhea, No More Science, or it should be No More Science for her, but it's No More Silence. And I've got with me here today Matt Hazen, the founder and CEO of MasterPeace, to give an update on this, these attacks that we're dealing with right now. So Matt, welcome to the broadcast.
Hey, Chris, thanks for having us back.
It's a
Always
pleasure.
appreciate the platform you provide for everybody based on truth and evidence.
Yep.
The
Well,
world we
that's what
need
we're
to move
about.
into. That's
Yep.
right. That's
Well,
right.
thank you so
And
much
I,
for being here, brother. So I'll turn it over to
yeah,
you here. I've just discussed
okay,
what's going on with Rhea and
okay,
Carolyn
okay.
Mansfield, and so I'd like you to, give everybody the lowdown, the truth of what's actually going on here.
Absolutely, absolutely. Um, MasterPeace is a total game changer. It's enough to change the market, make people and companies do things that you haven't seen them do before. And this is what the deal is. People are becoming aware of the fact that if their body is in the right circumstances, meaning that it's cleaned out and that it's detoxed of all these forever chemicals, graphene oxide and aluminum are very hot words, uh, and heavy metals and microplastics. When these unnatural things that are in our ecosystem that are inundating us and constantly barraging and bombarding us and transfecting us, if we get those things out of our bodies as far as they can be, then our body becomes what it should naturally be, which is a magical healing machine. You don't get sick that often. If you do, you get over it real quick, and all the other stuff that goes from having a good holistic, you can think better, things like depression or bad mood improves. And people now know that, and we're MasterPeace underneath what I call quantitative evidence. Quantitative evidence is what they use in clinical trials. See, if I tell you I'm an expert and I tell you that MasterPeace is the best thing that ever happened, you're relying on my qualitative evidence, me qualifying myself as an expert, saying that I can observe these things and to heed what I'm saying. That doesn't hold up in any type of courtroom, kangaroo or not. That's not evidence. That is speculation, it's opinion, it's assumption. MasterPeace, underneath quantitative evidence, unlike anything that's we've ever seen before, removes graphene oxide and aluminum per our initial pilot study better than anything else, as well as microplastics and all the other stuff. And so that is not what is good business for clinical practitioners who, and I'm not picking on Rhea because I don't know her enough to do that, but this happens every week. So this isn't a direct about anything. I'm speaking about clinical practitioners who their reputation is based upon them telling you their protocol that you need to follow to get yourself back to good from probably a COVID vaccine injury. A lot of times that's what they're preying on. So they'll have places in Substack or a Facebook thread. They desperately care about having sensational, they need subscribers, they need to harvest in clients and patients too, because then they can tell you what protocol you have to do to get these levels of graphene oxide down and whatnot. Well, when they do that, you're talking about having to talk someone into, because you're the expert and you know what you're doing, drive to your office, pay a fortune, enough money you could probably buy 15 bottles of MasterPeace per session that they charge, the average one. It's about $1,500 to ozone your blood, get shot up intravenously with a man-made poison like EDTA, vitamin C shots, different things that they uh, do all the time. Most of these clinical practitioners, whether they're nurses or doctors, especially on Substack, they all kind of follow that protocol. Well, MasterPeace throws a wrench in all that, Chris. If you have a health supplement company that sells detox products, or if you're a clinical practitioner and you are trying to find the people who even have the money to afford you, and then you don't want them to come across MasterPeace because they can order MasterPeace for American dollars, what, $53 a bottle? It'll last you 2 months. And we actually have the quantitative evidence, the proof, the cold hard facts, the evidence underneath clinical trial, which means we measured their blood and we can tell you how much graphene oxide. We can tell you how much hydrogel. We can tell you how much aluminum is in your body. And then we put you on the MasterPeace protocol along with FLFE for EMF mitigation. And then we got the results back. They're not doing that. They're not trying to show people facts and evidence. It's almost like listening to those news reporters that got us in trouble for decades, right? They have a great voice and they're in a suit and tie, so they're an expert, and what they're saying is the truth. That doesn't count in today's world. That about got our species wiped off the planet. What we have to start doing is understanding we need to know how to critical think again. And MasterPeace just now getting out into about 70 countries. Now it's really affecting a lot of health supplement companies, a lot of nurses and doctors that have that rely on bringing in customers, because they're trying to tell you you got to do all this to do what MasterPeace can do with just taking some drops at home, or taking a bottle with you in your pocket during the day and put a couple drops underneath your tongue every couple of hours. So when you're disturbing people's livelihoods, when you're disturbing their reputation, and when you're causing waves the way MasterPeace is, it's going to be absolutely unavoidable for these type of people not to attack us, because we're upending what they have spent decades trying to groom people into believing is the way forward, and MasterPeace is the way forward. We got to learn. It's, guys, every last person that listens to this, God made you perfect, okay? The world is a cesspool of toxins that you got to breathe it in. It's in everything. Now, that's causing you to not be able to thrive mentally and everything else. MasterPeace will get that stuff out faster than it's coming back in, so that your body by itself, nothing heals you. Your body heals itself if it's healthy enough. MasterPeace will get out all these things that are what I call super threats. Graphene oxide in the biosystem is a super threat. Aluminum toxicity has ran our population into autism rates, neurological problems, dementia, made us apathetic where we won't fight when we need to fight for certain things. MasterPeace provides a way to get those things out. So anything that is not with MasterPeace, although we're the truth, we got the evidence, they have to create their own narrative. They have to say, this is what it is underneath a microscope or whatever is going on. It depends on who's saying what, obviously. But, we got to be able to see through the smoking mirrors. And if you take MasterPeace long enough, you will be able to critically think that stuff through very easily and see it for what it is right out the gate, which is rubbish. If she tried to present if anyone tried to present any information like, this is what this is, I promise everybody. Well, if experts should be taking a brand new unopened bottle, putting it on the slide, then looking at it. It's funny because we were looking at that piece there. You're talking about dark field microscopy. Dark field microscopy, the nicest microscope, if it goes down to 4,000 magnification, which hers don't. But the best one, if you're going to look at a live slide, which means things are still moving around, that means you didn't kill everything on the slide to build it. That is at 1,600 magnification. You cannot see things underneath 1 micrometer with any type of it's very, very small when you're looking into a microscope if you're looking at something that is supposed to be 700 nanometers, which MasterPeace, 99% of the formula MasterPeace is 150 nanometers and smaller. You can't see what MasterPeace is doing with a regular dark field microscope. You can only get the images of the big stuff. You got to have like an electron microscope, which is what Robert Young has and has shown slides of. That is what you call evidence of anything that MasterPeace is doing or not. A dark field microscopy does not get into the nano level at all. So, I don't know why her dark field microscopy is supposedly seeing whatever she was saying it was doing. But we have Carolyn Mansfield. We have La Quinta Columna, who did 12 videos of MasterPeace that we can get over to you, Chris. Short videos of how amazed they were, of how beautiful it looks. We have Robert Young slides. We have Gene Paton slides. We have several highly respected, well-regarded experts who have been doing dark field microscopy observation, not for a year, like the person that was in that video, but have been doing it for 20 some years. Most microscopy classes, everybody, they forbid you to start looking underneath the microscope for the first 6 months to a year. Why? Because you don't know what you're looking at. You're looking into a brand new world, and you could misterm something, and you could maybe make a video and send people into fear porn. And, there's a lot of power getting into that world and being able to have that capability. And it's not wielded correctly usually at the beginning. That's why most microscopy courses don't allow any observations for the first 6 months. We're listening to someone who cares about a subscriber base, has to maintain a reputation in order to harvest new patients in so that she can give them intravenous EDTA, intravenous vitamin C, other things that are very well known to have extreme side effects. And nobody wants if that's how you make your livelihood and that's how you're making your career and your legacy, well, of course, MasterPeace is your number one enemy because we do it right and we're non-invasive and we're a heck of a lot lower cost. So, of course, they would come after MasterPeace. And it's one person one week, it's going to be a group the next. And they're going to try and squeeze this thing for all that they can because MasterPeace is the keystone ingredient to thrive in today's world. If what you consider your wealth is your health, like I do, and your holistic well-being means something to you, your mental capacity, your emotional connectedness, how well you are physical, if you see the importance of that, MasterPeace gets the junk out so your body can just be what it is. And so people out there with health supplement lines that have multiple products they want you to buy for however much a piece so that you can get this overall cleaning and detoxing, and they want to provide nutraceutical products, and these clinical practitioners, doctors and nurses that want to bring you into their offices to take your blood, to analyze it, to tell you this is what you got to do to clean yourself out. And they have a whole lineup of things that they give you, which they make a little bit off of each one. How much do those people, what makes sense? How could those people at all want MasterPeace? See, MasterPeace's intention, it was made for mankind. It was purposely made, it had to be affordable so all mankind could have it. So you didn't have to win the lottery in order to try to heal off of what's going on wrong with your body that you can't get a hold of. So MasterPeace is the biggest wrench in the medical system, the nutraceutical system. Certainly these bad actor clinical practitioners that shouldn't be allowed. If you're talking from a position of authority and you're telling people to just listen to you and you're spending all your time pointing out things, but you're not talking about any quantitative, real evidence, real facts that are measured, charted out, things that are accepted and only allowed on a clinical trial, because guess what? It's proof. It's real. If you're listening to someone passing himself off as the next know-it-all expert you should listen to, how well has that gone for any of us in our entire life? Every time a politician said something, every time some freaking scientist that was bringing out the next virus supposedly that was happening, that's never been a good idea, people. So if someone's still trying to take that stance to make their point, keep taking your MasterPeace, and we'll be able to see these things clear as they come along, because they're not going to go anyway. MasterPeace isn't going to change. The formula is still going to work. It's changing the world. We have over 20,000 family members on it. It's starting to really get out there. There's things that are happening right now where it's really going to be getting out there. And, you guys, if you want to see what it's like to be the truth, and just watch how the truth is attacked, watch MasterPeace. And we're ready for it. But we're just going to, our intentions have been clear, why we're here, why MasterPeace was made and created. And, these other people, they have their own agenda and their own intention and you know,
Yeah.
narratives they're trying to complete. That's about it, though.
Yeah.
How you doing, Chris?
Well, I'm
Everything
doing
going
great.
good? We haven't
Yep.
talked for a little while, brother. You're looking
No.
fantastic, by the way.
Oh, yeah. It's a combination of a lot of things that I'm doing right now. I'm really, really happy. Well, Matt, again, thank you so much for coming in here today, man. Like I say, the truth resonates from all the work that we're doing. And I'll leave the final words to you for everybody that's going to be watching this.
Absolutely. I'm getting we're getting testimonials in every day that make everything that we're doing for everyone worth it. We're seeing kids that are thinking better, getting off of medications. We are seeing severe cases of dementia get remarkably better. And it's just a joy to watch humanity do better and to see that there it is possible to thrive and have good health in today's times. And so I'm just really appreciative of the platforms like that, which you bring out, Chris. There's not a lot of them, but there is some of them that are truly for the truth. And you have my earned respect in all ways for everything you do.
And I see a whole army of my countrymen here in defiance of tyranny. You've come to fight as free men. And free men you are. What will you do with that freedom? Will you fight? Against that? No! We will run! And we will live. Die. Fight and you may die. Run and you'll live. At least a while. And dying in your beds many years from now, would you be willing to trade all the days from this day to that for one chance, just one chance, to come back here and tell our enemies that they may take our lives, but they'll never take our freedom! Fine speech. Now what do we do?
Just be yourselves.
Where are you going?
I'm going to pick a fight.
Well, I didn't get dressed up for nothing.